Hey, good evening, everyone. Dave Wilson of Results Staffing. Again, just 1 minute. I just want to make sure LinkedIn Live is active. I am working on a timer right now, so hang in there. So what it'll do, it'll give it like a 1 minute countdown, because sometimes LinkedIn is a little bit slower right now. So maybe if they're listening, they can pick it up. So as soon as I get this notification, I just want to make sure it'll give a couple of minutes for everybody to come in and what I want to talk about tonight. It's a really good subject. And there we go. Look at that. A 1 minute countdown. And I see myself. Okay. It's one of those days, right, where you sit there and you don't want to do a video, then you do, but you have to stay consistent. The first subject, again, what I want to talk about, just like I always do, again, is the video resumes. All right. Again, today, I can't emphasize enough to everybody that, first of all, it's free. Okay, free. That I utilize Duckanow, and I can get you in front of that candidate. And the reason that I find it successful is a short story today. It really bothered me. Yesterday, I spoke with a gentleman, and let me tell you, you look at this resume and outstanding, the skill set, and just interviewing with him on the phone and listening to the reasons why he doesn't think he could get a job, or why they don't look at him now, because whether it could be a disability, whether it could be age. Today was like 3 people age. It's my age, and they have all the experience and 4-page resumes. And I really, really wanted to help him, and I have a great plan for him. And the reason I say that is because the traditional resumes, look, I mean, I get them in, but it's so hard for me to look through them all. I'm sorry. To look, okay, this person. But with that video resume, you're seeing me. All right. So I'm going to ask this gentleman, I'm going to specifically make questions for him, which I feel is going to be a really fit to put out there why I would hire him, because I've met him already and I've looked at the skills, and I feel strong that I would hire him. But now you got to say to yourself, how do I help him get that message out? And what I mean about that is, as I was talking to him, you listen. It's hard being a recruiter. It's hard. You listen to everything what's going on, and what gets me is when people really start to kind of get emotional, but they really tell the truth. I want to work. I want to, my work ethic is this, my absenteeism. I've always worked my way up. Think about that. And I right there, I stop them and I say, listen, stop. That is what I want you to say on a video resume, because it's very powerful. If I was a hiring manager sitting back here now looking at a video of a young man, or it doesn't matter, anyone, and I look at him and I'm like, wow, he said the right things prior to me seeing him. So I can scroll past through some video resumes. This person I don't feel is qualified. All right, next one. But if you heard the story, or if you give that person a chance, right? Because I've interviewed myself, and I'm sure a lot of you have it. No, right away. Usually you can tell within 2 minutes sometimes, but I let it go. And then I listen for those key words. And then I'm like, that's what I wanted to hear. So look at it that way, because being unemployed right now, and soon I want to get away from talking about the COVID and unemployment and try to be more positive. But the unemployment, like all day today, everybody, I haven't received my paycheck. I haven't received money. I've called unemployment 10, 20 times a day, and I was turned down. I only get this much. How come other people get this and I don't? And my answer to that is, first of all, the $600 is going to go away within the next, May, June, the end of July. I think that's going to end. Okay. So stop right there. Think about it. $600 is going to go away. So if you're sitting at home, which is great that you can make the extra money like that, but stop and think about what I'm about ready to say, because I see some jobs that you don't see. And what I mean by that is just because what I'm learning, and I saw it, some of the companies right now are hiring, but they don't want to put it out there. They're not going to put it on their job boards. They're not going to put it on Indeed, your career builder and all that social media, because they know they're going to get over flooded. They're going to get just over flooded. All right. So especially when they say, hey, we're open. So think about that. If you do what I say, listen, I've had an 80, and I'm not just saying this, I've had an 80% success rate of getting the candidate that goes and does what they're supposed to do for it, does the video resume, sharpens their resume, their regular resume up, right? It gets attached to that. Any required testing. It's a non-PDF form. It goes right there. Okay. Now that employer gets to look at it. 80% success rate. That's it. This was prior right to everything that started to happen. But the last two that I just sent have been successful, that they're going to get an interview. Now, I never promised them the job. I can't do that because I don't know how you interview, but your chances of getting that. So my point there is, it's going to take you a week or two to get everything done, and start doing your job search. But all I ask for you is, get this. After it's all completed, it's in my database, right? So if you sent me a text, just like Harold and Melissa, and everybody, Jordan, right, Jordan? You work with me, and like in a couple of days, send me a text. Dave, I applied at 4 of these places. Where are they located? Job titles. And guess what? Because this is my favorite time of the night that I get to do that. I get to go ahead and send that resume, and I don't need your work resume. It could be your personal one. And Duck and Now has done it in a great professional format. So when you look at it, you're going to be able to tell that it's, if it says, hey, Dave Wilson, the results, make sure you open it. But right there is, you could be sitting on your couch and, oh, wow, there you go. Call. I guarantee if I was to say, hey, my direct hire fee is only 5 to 7%, right? Sometimes, right? I think I would get more customers or clients to call in. And that's what I wanted to talk about, video resumes. So really tell your story, right? And it can be positive. I tell now people, listen, not everybody likes doing video. Neither do I. Again, I always say it. I sit here and I talk to a computer. Think about it. And it's live. I don't know. I mean, I have my notes written down, but I really don't know what I'm going to say sometimes. And I think that's the best part. So don't overthink it. I see everybody putting on their proper procedures, how to do it. You have to have a procedure. Mine is simple. Be yourself. If I give you 2 minutes to think of it, right? And it takes you a minute, right? If it only takes you a minute to answer the question, that's it. If you start to stutter or you start to laugh, so what? Just click, send it. Because that's what I think. That's what I would like. I mean, I think it's just, I don't know, you get to see the person. It's not like a person just standing there or sitting there going, saying what you want to hear. So this way, when you have them in, guess what? You already kind of know the person. You're going to be like, oh, Michelle, come here. They're going to know who you are. So that icebreaker there is done. All right. Enough on that. I did want to talk. Hi, Vikram. And Vic is the CFO. So please, he is the CFO of Duck and Now, www.duckandnow.com. And this man right here has helped my business. And I'm not just saying it, but you get in contact with this man and he will help you. And it has increased. Oh my God, Vic, the time. Now, see, I'm going to go off script. The time that it saves me, right, versus all the resumes is phenomenal, because it's not about the person. It's like, okay, this one's not a match. Next. Think about why you're sitting there and somebody doesn't show up for your interview. Or You spend 15, 30 minutes, and they're not the fit. So now you're busy all day long. All day long, you're busy. So you just lost 30 minutes of your time. Wouldn't it be nice? Now think of it this way. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to have that person you kind of have a relationship a little bit with? It's just like Vic. When I don't know Vic, but I've interviewed him on my show. He's the CFO, and he listens to me because he's reached out, and I've asked him when I like the no PDF files, but everything that I ask him and Colin, they respond to me so fast. That's a good idea. Let him look. He'll look into it because he's just that type of man, and that's what I like about it because it shows results. Nothing there, but that's what my name is. That's a joke, but results staffing. But he really will help you out. The next thing is when everybody says about age, right? I thought about it today is, we all say it, age discrimination. Age, does it happen? We all have our theories. Yes, no. With a video resume, what I believe, this is my opinion, is to me, I don't look at the age because look at the millennials, right? Okay. And I'm going to give you an example. I went to like the Lehigh Valley Professionals when I first started doing this. I walk into this room and they call it in transition. So I'm like, wow, why are all these people unemployed? Because I look at it as like so much knowledge, right? I'm looking at this going, in my mind, it goes cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. How am I going to skill market? Then I go to the school, the colleges, right? And I set up the tables at McCain when I was over there. And then I sit back and I look and I'm like, wow, look at all those students, brand new, not even in the workforce. So you can mold them. You know what I mean? You kind of train them or teach them and how you want them to be. So with a video resume, I was like, wow, how can I get that group in front of you? Priceless. So if you were to see a video of myself with 4 young IT techs, right, just graduating, right, especially now because with the internships are really just right now down the hill. So think about that, how powerful that would be because you see it. You see the people. Just like when everybody says, I don't like that age. Age to me, listen, if the companies, hey, I'm 53. I'm allowed to say I'm 53, but I was brought up to where, with a military family and we all worked and you went to work. Simple. You didn't go to work, you got fired. You were late all the time, you got fired. Let go. All right. But think right out of school and all the experience. And then you got your middle. I call like that middle group, the ones in whatever industry you're talking about, like light industrial, I'm not going to go there, but that's a whole different park. So see, I look over here, Christian. Hi, Christian Bog. So, I think by watching people, and when I listen to somebody that says age, it's not. I listen to the experience. Now, this is where it's important, where you have to say to yourself right now, it's not what you're willing. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. What you're willing to accept versus what you want. You might have made $100,000. You might have made $90,000. But you might have to take that $70,000 job, right? Knowing that you're going to have to work yourself and show value and go back up. That's as simple as, and I say that the same thing to the employers. Think about it, because the employers are in the same spot. Everybody tells me, oh, it's an employees market now, or an employers. Not really, not yet. Because the employer has to think of it this way. Now, I have my own company now. So me as experience, someone that I trust, someone that I believe there's potential. Because listen, there might be that 100% that you want, but you're only going to get maybe that 60, 50, 60%. So if you understand what I mean by that as an employer even, because you might say you need somebody highly qualified, try to find that person now. The chances are higher, but you might, what I've been finding now, it's hard to find everything that you want. So when a candidate says to me, Dave, I don't fit all that. No. 50%, you meet 50% of those qualifications, and I'm going to send that to the employer. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. The next one was myself. You know, I got a lot of people, and I've never really told you what I've done in my story real quick. Out of the military, my father sent us all to the military. We graduated, we stayed in manufacturing, and that's where I was for management for many years. And I've always worked my way up. And then I've gotten to staffing. So about 3 years ago, when I was with my former employer, and hey, listen, I got 3 to 4 more months on my non-compete, so I'm not going to say their name, but they're a great company. The company was great to me and my family, and I'm totally grateful for that. But my vision was like 3 years ago, I started to get into the social media. And that social media, I saw the potential for the recruiting of it. So me and my son would go to Borders every Sunday. And, you know, I would take my cell phone and pull out those books and Facebook and just study it. And it was fascinating because you could take and show results. You could find anybody you wanted, and it got to be really, really on my mind a lot. So then when I was asked to take over the branch manager, I took over the branch, and also to be a market manager. So I was doing sales. All right. So I worked all that way up, right? My vision stayed the same. Virtual recruiting, I had that. We were able to draw in candidates. In the 1 month, and I'm not even saying this, and it's a fact, over 1,000 candidates. I actually got called by the 2 managers. They're no longer there anywhere, so I can say it, to say, listen, you have 1,000 applicants coming through that door, but only 40% or 30% were hired. What's the problem? All right. That was the problem. So long story short, one bad manager came in, one, right? Been with the company for a long time. Grassroots orientated, social media. Didn't mix. My idea was if you took that grassroots, because you know you need the grassroots in sales. And if you took that social media and you brought both of these together, let me tell you, priceless. Because you need that knowledge of someone that's grassroots orientated, because you still need that. But you also need to step it up and come into the real world with video resumes, with just social media, Instagram, and all these new ideas that are coming out. So long story short, I decided it was just best for my family. It was just not working. And I walked in October and I resigned. I walked out. I started my own staffing company. That's it. I have no benefits right now. I have no health care, nothing. Right? Started a business, and I've been doing it now since October, and it's really coming along good. So think of that little story. I took that leap, right? You know, my family's the same way. We are the same. What do you do? Now COVID hits. See, this is my sad story, right? COVID hits. Now what? Wow. Big investment into a new company. 15 years ago, so I'm best at it. Now what? So the best thing, and I'm going to keep this short, is the best thing that's worked out for me right now is meeting people like Vic, meeting people like Richard, Raquel, Amy. Oh my God, there's so many people, Gene, that I could tell that I've learned from all around the states that I've learned. North Carolina, you know, Tom, everybody. So that's priceless to me, because when you sit back here, right, and you try to do marketing, accounting, staffing, sales, and you do it yourself, but your team is virtual. See, that's what I mean. My virtual look team, video resumes, ducking out, right? Boom, done. Foxhire, I have for my EOR, right, in Ohio, done. Do all my onboarding, right? All my drug screening, backgrounds, everything done, eliminated, right? HR directors don't get me going on that, but HR directors are they seem like they're the recruiters anymore, but I know how to handle HR. And if I had a problem, I would go to my company. So text us, another one, right? Just get a hold of people. All the new programs on social media all run by themselves. They all run by themselves. I could post jobs, do what I want, answer the messages. So my point there is, listen, not all of us, everybody has a story. We do. So now you know my story. So that makes you say to yourself, okay, do you trust me? Do you trust me by watching this video? Do you think if I was to come in and do sales for you, do you think that you would trust me? Because that's what I want to, Vic, you get that? That's what I want to. I believe in sales even that you have to be super, super honest anymore. There was times where in my career where I didn't even really want that sale, but I knew I had to because of the company. I didn't want to take it. I knew it wasn't going to be, it could be successful, but I knew in my mind, and you don't do that in corporate world. You just say yes, 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 yes. And I believe if you step back and you voice your opinion a little bit more, it'll help. So that's my story there and on staffing. But again, right now, reach out to colleagues all around on LinkedIn. Reach out to everybody. And it doesn't matter what skill you're looking for, right? Doesn't matter. I can find it right now. Doesn't matter. I have never done staffing in fast foods. Never done it, right? But I'm working with 2 companies right now, right? We talked. Listen, when you say this many stores, you're like, one person, how? Well, let me tell you, when you talk to somebody that's in that business and then you really just talk like normal people, you're just putting it out there saying, listen, I'm not going to make any revenue. You need me and I need you. So we came up with a 3-day plan and 3 days to show the value. And I'm hoping that it works because we see some movement today. So within the next 3 days, we'll look at that because I've never reached out to fast foods. But think about it. Domino's, I didn't realize like Domino's and all that, they're the number 1 people that are hiring right now because they need people to drive, right? People need extra money. So if I need to go towards that direction, hey, because even like the direct hires, I love direct hires. For me to find a direct hire anywhere in the United States, I love the challenge. If you say to me, I can't find that person, listen, there's 20 hours in the day that I can work. I'm going to find it. I will find that person on social media somehow. I'll find it, because they're there. The people, the candidates are there, but you have to work for it. Like the video resume is the same thing. If you don't complete the video resume, right, I can't help you. I get emails back saying, Dave, did you find me something? And I've said this before. No, you need to send me where you applied. All right. I can't look on all the job boards. It takes me 2 minutes to pull up the screen. Where'd you apply? Coke, Pepsi? Okay, hold on. Let me look on LinkedIn. Okay, that's the director. I got the personal email. I'll go on social media. Listen, if you think your social media, you're private on there, your information, I'll find your email. It doesn't matter. Cell phone number, pull it off. Doesn't matter where you are. If you've clicked one thing, we'll find you. So with video resumes, it's not a PDF. So that video resume is going to go right there. But I said, if you don't tell me, I don't know. I don't know where you applied. So screenshot it to me. I say screenshot it. I don't care. Because if I make a direct hire sale for 5% or 7%, can you imagine me saying that online here? 5%, 7%, right? To compete with somebody that offers you 15% or 20%, you know what the difference is that you get from 15% or 20%? Let's just say in a high volume. I would love to get to 20, but you know what the difference is? Nothing. It's the person behind you getting that candidate. It has nothing to do with it. Because my vision it's working to where I was set up to be virtual, and I wanted to be virtual because I saw this vision of like, wow, this team, everybody can win, everybody can save. Because then let's just say, oh, here we go again, logistics, that 40%, 38%, right? Oh, God. I don't even know how the staffing, and I'll just say it. A lot of the companies will say, in logistics, oh, that's too much. You know what you'll make? You know what I would make if I charged you a 38 to 40% utilizing? Now I'm only one person. I think it comes out to minus $1.86. So you can do the math. If you did bulk, it'd be a little bit different. You might make $1. But seriously, see, Rachel, yes, win-win. I start talking off script with logistics. I keep saying to myself, I'm done. I keep saying, no more logistics for Dave Wilson. No more. Because I look over here and I see 500. They need 400. And I love the thrill. It's like a roller coaster. I will find those people. But the biggest thing is they don't listen. I don't know why. See, Rachel, I'm going to start talking about this. And I knew it. If you're a company looking for 200, 300 people, right? How's it working? I'll send an email, right? I'll send emails. No. Whoa, that was quick. No, it's real hard to make an invoice. That's real hard, but I get it. It's better to have a lower P&L, I guess, not being able to fill the jobs. But enough on that. Back to the video resumes. Everybody have a good night, because Vic, I'm going to go crazy on here. But reach out to me, seriously. Go to the webpage, www.resultstaff.com. I put that on here. You can upload your resume under the contact us, and then I'll send you the link to perform it, and then I'll help you. So I will help you find a job. So that's the worst case scenario that can happen, is you get a job. So there. Whew. I tell you, I've talked for 27 minutes. I have like 6 guests coming up this week on the show, so I'm excited, and I got one more, another one. So everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks. I do talk a lot.